Good morning, students. My dear students, in the last video, we discussed about the xylem and phloem. So, this is the second video. In this second video, we'll start first this difference between xylem and phloem. Difference between xylem and phloem. So let us see the differences between xylem and phloem, my dear students. Just see to it. First point, it conducts water and dissolved mineral. This xylem contains water and dissolved minerals. And phloem, it conducts food by the leaves. This is the first difference between xylem and phloem. First one is it conducts water and dissolved minerals, and second one first for phloem is it conducts food prepared by the leaves. Now second point, the conducting channels in the xylem, the conducting channels are tracheids and vessel elements. The conducting channels are tracheids and vessel elements. And in the case of the phloem, the conducting channels is the sieve tubes. Conducting channel is the sieve tubes. In the case of xylem, conduction is mostly unidirectional. Unidirectional means takes place only in one direction. Takes place only in one direction. But in the phloem, the conduction is bidirectional from leaves to the growing parts and vice versa. Next, my dear students, the fourth point you see. Fourth point. In all the four xylem elements, tracheids, vessel elements, and xylem fibers are dead. Only xylem parenchyma is living. So in all the four xylem elements, my dear students, only xylem parenchyma is living. And in the case of phloem, you can see in all the four phloem elements, only phloem fiber is dead and others are living. Only phloem fiber is dead and others are living. Next, fifth point, in addition to conduction, xylem provides mechanical support to the plant, and phloem acts only as conduction tissue. It does not perform any mechanical function for the plants. So my dear students, in the fifth point you can see this xylem also provides mechanical support, but phloem, it does not provide any mechanical support. Clear all of you? So these are the differences between xylem and phloem. These are the differences between xylem and phloem. Next, my dear students, we will discuss this topic, absorption of water and minerals. This is the topic, absorption of water and minerals. There are two aspects of transportation in plants. First is absorption of water and dissolved minerals, and second is conduction of water and dissolved minerals. So first of all, the plants, they will absorb the water and the dissolved minerals, then only the conduction of water and dissolved minerals takes place. Clear all of you? So my dear students, there are two aspects of transportation: first absorption and second conduction of water and dissolved minerals. Next, for this all, let us see, for this condition, the diffusion and osmosis, they play very important role. For the transportation, the diffusion and osmosis, they play very important role. Diffusion and osmosis, please see to this point. Diffusion and osmosis are two important physical phenomena that lead to carry out both the processes of transportation in plants. Clear? So this diffusion and osmosis, they play very important role in the absorption and conduction of water, absorption and conduction of water and dissolved minerals in plants. So now next, one by one we will discuss. First we will discuss diffusion. First we will discuss this point, diffusion. My dear students, there are several examples of diffusion. Suppose that one is being given here in your book, just see to it. When food is being cooked in the kitchen, you can smell it in the other room of your house very easily. Now why it is so? Because of diffusion. Same way I can give many examples. For example, if you just light a agarbatti in your puja room, if you just light an agarbatti in the puja room, then what happens? You will see that the fragrance of agarbatti is everywhere in the house. Why it is so? It is due to diffusion. So there are several examples of diffusion, my dear students. Now let us see what is diffusion. Let us see to it what is diffusion. So this is the definition. It is a process in which molecules move from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Clear, my dear students? Just listen. This definition of diffusion you must learn. So what is diffusion? It is a process in which molecules move from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. So diffusion is a process in which molecules move from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Some more examples are being given here. For example, while adding ink in the water, the ink molecule diffuse into the water evenly, occupying the intermolecular space of water and turn it blue in color. So my dear students, from here you have to just see this definition of diffusion. It is a process in which molecules move from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration. Clear? So this definition you must learn. You have to learn the definition of diffusion. My dear students, here you can see the proper definition is being given. The movement of particles from a higher concentration to a lower concentration until they are spread out evenly is called diffusion. So a proper definition is being given here. The movement of particles from higher concentration to a lower concentration until they are spread out evenly is called diffusion. So my dear students, diffusion means the movement of particles from their higher concentration to the lower concentration. Next, my dear students, we can just understand this by the help of diagram. Next, we can understand this topic by the help of diagram. Just look this diagram. Here you see, in this region I am talking about, there are more number of particles. So there is high concentration of particles here, and in this region there is low concentration. It means less amount of particles are present. So the particles, they are moving from their higher concentration to the lower concentration, and this is known as diffusion. Clear? Now you can see, my dear student, this when the diffusion started, after some time the particles will be evenly distributed. In this you can see, now the particles are evenly distributed. Clear? So by this diagram we can understand the process of diffusion. In this A diagram you can see the particles are moving from their higher concentration to the lower concentration. So this is known as diffusion. Next, my dear students, we will discuss osmosis. Next, my dear students, we will discuss osmosis. Osmosis. For this, let me give some example. If you take some warm water and you put some raisins in it, then after some time you will find they increase in size. My dear students, if you take some raisins and put it in the warm water for some time, then they will swell up and increase in size. Now why this has happened? This has happened due to osmosis. Now this is because the water molecules move from higher concentration, it means from the cup, to the lower concentration into the regions through the membrane of regions. So my dear students, now we can easily understand the process of osmosis. Osmosis is just like diffusion, but osmosis takes place only for water molecules, and in the case of osmosis, semi-permeable membrane is required. Next, my dear students, we will see the definition of osmosis. This is a proper definition of osmosis. Let us see to it. The movement of water molecules from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. So this definition is very important. You must learn it. What is osmosis? The movement of water molecules from a region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane is called osmosis. So this is the definition of osmosis. My dear students, in the osmosis, the water molecules, they move from the higher concentration to lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. Next, we can just understand by this diagram the process of osmosis. Just look into the diagram. You can see here in this diagram, this in the middle is semi-permeable membrane. This is dilute sugar solution. Here it is dilute sugar solution. Here it is concentrated sugar solution. So here in the middle we have semi-permeable membrane. In this region, the water molecules are having high concentration, and here the water molecules are having low concentration. So my dear students, the water molecules, they are moving from this region to this region. Clear? Water molecules, they are moving from this region to this region due to osmosis through the semi-permeable membrane. So my dear students, water molecules used to move from their higher concentration to the lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane, and this process is known as osmosis. This process is known as osmosis. Clear all of you? So just now we have discussed two topics, mainly diffusion and osmosis. I think all of you might have understood this, diffusion and osmosis. Now my dear students, the last topic of today's class, that is difference between diffusion and osmosis. Difference between diffusion and osmosis. First point, diffusion occur in any medium, whether solid, liquid or gas. Diffusion can occur in any medium, solid, liquid or gas. Osmosis can occur only in liquid medium. So diffusion can occur in any medium, solid, liquid or gas, but osmosis can occur only in liquid medium. In this diffusion, semi-permeable is not required. Semi-permeable membrane is not essential here. It means semi-permeable membrane is not required. But in this, the semi-permeable membrane is required. Presence of semi-permeable membrane is a necessity. So my dear students, these are the differences between diffusion and osmosis. So here I just end this video. This is my second video of this first chapter, and further I will discuss in the next video. Further things I will just discuss in the next